Hi guys, in this tutorial we are going to see how to save and retrieve binary file in MongoDB using GridFS template. So the binary file can be a text file or can be image file, it can be anything. So to perform those CRUD operation for binary files, MongoDB provided one GridFS template for storing and retrieve a large file up to limit 16 MB. So let's do a quick example on it. Let's create a Spring Boot application. Okay, mention the artifact ID here, Spring Mongo GridFS. Okay, binary file processing. Change the package here, Spring Mongo dot binary. Okay, now add the required dependency. I am adding web, then add the Mongo, then I am adding DevTools here. Okay, let's create it. Application imported. Okay, now let's create the required package. As we are going to perform MongoDB operation, so let's specify the database related properties. Spring dot mongo host is our local host. Specify the port 27017, this is the default one. Then specify the database name. Specify database like FileDB. Okay, now create the required package. Mention the package one config. There we need to specify the Mongo client by providing the host and database name, and then create one more package called controller. Okay, now let's create the config file first. Okay, I'm naming it as mongo config. Okay, extends it from abstract mongo configuration. We need to override two methods. One will be take care about get database, and second one is our mongo, where we need to specify the mongo client. Okay, so get the database and host details from properties file. So private string host private string database. Okay, to get the data from properties file, we can use @value annotation provided by Spring framework. Okay, now here we need to pass the key. This one for host, this one for database. Okay, so here we can return direct this database which we are getting from our properties file. Now return here new mongo client Okay, here we can pass the host, but I guess this should not be Mongo client, this should be Mongo interface, and this one will be the implementation. Let's check in POM. If it is 2 version 2.0.0, then it will come as Mongo client. Yep, we need to change it. 1.5.12. There is some issue on 2.0 version. Okay, so you can check here, you are getting the error here. So override the unimplemented method. The unimplemented method is the Mongo, and the return type should be the Mongo client. Okay, so let's remove this one. Now here we can return new Mongo client, pass the host. Now instantiate the bin grid template. Okay, so for that we need to provide the MongoDB factory and Mongo message mapping converter. So create the bin public GridFsTemplate. Okay, now return new GridFsTemplate. Here you can check in method parameter, it's asking for the MongoDB factory and Mongo converter. Mongo converter is nothing, this is the mapping Mongo converter. Okay, these are the abstract method, we just need to invoke MongoDB factory. Okay, similar way mapping Mongo converter, these are the abstract method. Okay, and annotate this one at the rate bin okay, we added the database related properties, we added the configuration details. Now we got the GridFsTemplate. Using that we can save and retrieve our binary files. Okay, so create a controller class binary data controller. Okay, here annotate at the rate rest controller. Okay, now inject the GridFsTemplate. Instead of inject GridFsTemplate, there will be one more class will helps us to perform the save and retrieve operation. That is the class of GridFs operation. Okay, you can check that is also coming from GridFs. As we inject GridFsTemplate, so this is available for us. Okay, now inject using auto add. Write a method to save image, save file. Okay, so first we need to define the metadata. Okay, so create here db object. Okay, metadata new basic db object, this is the implementation class. Okay, now in metadata put the organization. Okay, any name you can provide here. This will helps you when you are going to perform any retrieval operation using the query API. Okay, So now get the input file which we are going to save. Okay, input stream equal to new file input stream. We need to specify the image file or text file which we are going to save. So let me specify path. I have an image logo, copy the path, logo.png, logo.png, change it to backward slash, okay, throws exception. Now add the metadata again, which type of data you are going to save. So we need to specify metadata dot put this is our, specify the type, and this is our image. Okay, if you are going to save file, then you need to specify type data. So for image you need to specify the image. Okay, now store this to DB, MongoDB. Okay, let me zoom it, return some dummy value. So to store it, we need to call this GridFS operation, then store method. Okay, and once it will store, it will give one file ID. So better to declare a global variable string file ID. Okay, so let's call it file ID equal to GridFS operations dot store. Here you need to provide the input stream and DB object. Okay, and the name of your file, in which name you want to save it. Input stream, our input stream, then specify the image name. I want to save it on format, the name logo.png, then give the metadata. Okay, and if you want, you can specify the media type, image/png. Okay, now get the ID, convert it to string. Okay, so let's print this ID, whether file is going to store or not, that we will get to know. Okay, sysout file ID stored. Okay, now store the text file. Okay, so let me comment so that it will be easy to understand. Store image file, store text file. Okay, so to store text file, you need to call the same operation dot store. Here give the file input stream, give the file path, and in metadata you need to set type, this should be the data. Okay, here we need to mention the in which name you want to save, something like I want to save my text dot txt, and specify the format text/plain, then specify the metadata. Okay, it will also return the id if you will perform the get id dot toString. Okay, so simply I am returning here some dummy value. File stored successfully. So annotate here @get mapping. As we are not giving the file input, we are just hard coded here the value. Okay, save files. So create a text file, something text file I have. Okay, let's give it .txt and the path is okay. Now let's call the retrieve method. Public will get the binary file from database, and we will going to save it in our local disk. Public string retrieve image file. So we will write two methods, one for image file, one for text file. Okay, so let's get the image file. Grid operations dot find one. Okay, here we need to provide the query API, that is the criteria, and that criteria belongs from this SpringData. Okay, so new query criteria. You can check here org spring framework data dot mongodb dot query. Okay, then specify the where key is our id and the value is our image id. Based on the image id which you declare globally, we want to get the file. Okay, this is the file id. So provide this. Even you can pass as part of request URL also if you know the file id. Okay, and it will return something GridFsDB file or something. GridFsDB file. Yep, it's written GridFsDB file. Now save this db file to local directory. Create a local directory and we are going to save here. Okay, new folder, something like local disk. Okay, copy the name. Now db file dot write to specify the file path, local disk, and this is presence in my directory up to desktop. Okay, now it will get the file from database and it will store in this local disk. Okay, it will throw some exception. Yes, now print some dummy value. File name db file dot get file name. Okay, and return some value. Image file retrieved with name. specify this name so that you will get to know which file it is retrieving. Okay, specify here the annotation @get mapping retrieve image. Okay, now similar way let's retrieve the text file. Copy this one, now change here this one to text. Okay, and here instead of get one file, even here also you can iterate the list, because there may be a chance we have the list of image file. Okay, so change it to retrieve text file, where as I already told you, for text file the metadata should be type and data, and for image it should be type and image. Okay, so in previous one based on id we fetch the image, but here based on metadata we want to fetch the file, text file. Okay, so specify here this should be metadata dot type, and it is the type data. Then it will get the text file and it will write on the local disk. Okay, we write save file and retrieve image and retrieve text. Okay, now let's update our project. Okay, now let's run our application. Run a Java application. Yep, application is up on port 8080 and all the endpoint is mapped here. Okay, now copy the URL. First save the file, then we will retrieve one image and one text. Okay, localhost 8080. Yep, file stored successfully. Let's check in our Mongo. You can check here, this is the database and this is the file. Let me open. You can check here, one is logo.png and another one is mytext.txt. Okay, now let's retrieve those files. First retrieve the image file. Okay, image file retrieved with name logo.png, with same name we saved in database. Okay, so let's check whether it is available in my local disk. Yep, this logo.png with name retrieve logo, it is there. So similar way let's check the text file. Okay, let's hit the URL. Yep, mytext.txt also get loaded on our directory. Let's check it. You can check here my data, and this is the logo.png. Okay, you can check here. So if there is a list of text file or list of image file you want to fetch, instead of mention here one single GridFS DB file, we just need to get the list and we need to iterate over that. Okay, so this is the way we can save and retrieve a large file, binary file, in MongoDB database. Okay, yeah, so that's it about this particular video. And if anyone have any doubt or concern, you can add a comment. And thanks for watching this video.